In today's video, we're going to be having a look at some incredible kids that you won't believe exist.
Coming in at number 10 is X-Ray Vision. In 2012, the Western press picked up on this boy in China named Nong Yoshi and nicknamed him Cat Eyes. He was born with amazingly blue eyes, despite being in China where people's eyes are usually dark colored. Even more unusually, his parents have brown and black eyes, as do his grandparents. His eyes are in fact so bright that when a bright light is shone on them, they turn green.
Oh my gosh, that is kind of scary, isn't it? That's kind of leopard-like, like he low-key looks like an exotic animal. I wonder why his eyes are like that, because his parents seem to have normal eyes. Is it possible that his mum was having an affair? I guess we might find out, I don't know.
So it's cool he has these flashy looking eyes, but that's not really a superpower. No, his superpower is far cooler, and that's that he can see perfectly in total darkness. While he struggles to see in very bright light, he can see night as if it were daytime. When he was a baby, his parents were concerned about his eyes, so they took him to a doctor who said it was something he would grow out of. However, he's now 12 years old and still has these amazing eyes.
That's kind of creepy, isn't it? Like, he can literally see in the dark. Imagine if you're out in the forest somewhere and he can literally see as if it's a normal day. That would be really good for spotting animals, creatures, and people trying to kill you. But because of his X-ray vision, it means he can't see during normal light or something like that. So does that mean he can't go outside during the day?
The boy is a true mystery and has stumped many top professors at universities in China and the USA. It looks like someone's been eating their carrots.
Remember, parents used to always tell you that carrots can make you see in the dark? That was such a myth that I used to always believe whenever I was a kid. I eat a lot of vegetables and fruit, like I would say I'm quite healthy. But to this day, still kind of believe that I low-key would be able to see in the dark if I ate loads of carrots.
Next up is Firestarter. We've all seen the movie Firestarter where 10-year-old Charlie McGee can set fire to things with her hands. Well, this kid, named Emma Tablate, is the real-life version of Charlie McGee. She's from a remote village in the Philippines. So, what is her superpower? Well, she can set fire to things using her mind.
That's not real. There's no way that's possible. How can she set things alight with her mind? Like, without touching it, just looking at it, she can set it on fire. That is dangerous, because if she ever falls in love with somebody and they break up with her, she's gonna literally burn them. Like, they're going down in flames.
It sounds crazy, but pyrokinesis is a real thing. People realized something was odd when fires began starting wherever she was. At first, she was blamed for using matches to start them, but it was later revealed she was doing it with her mind. Police cornered off her house thanks to how dangerous this could get. As it's so unbelievable, many thought this was a hoax. So the mayor of her town, along with scientists and police, went to her home to check it out. She said she would make something in the home catch fire for them.
That's not possible. Like, that is not possible. I'm sorry, that has to be fake. There's no way she can light things on fire by looking at it. So you're telling me right now if she went to a forest, looked at the trees, and said light and fire, they'd be able to light and fire? I'm sorry, that's fairy tales. There's no way that's real.
And as soon as she yelled Sunong, which means fire, a shirt in the house set fire and had to be put out. That's right, not only can she make fire start, but she can also make objects burst into flames. Her village is terrified of Emma and her ability. However, her family and friends say they're not afraid at all. Probably best not to annoy her too much though, you know, just in case.
I don't know how to feel about that one. Like, I feel like it could possibly be true, but it sounds fake. Like, nobody's able to set things on fire. I don't think even Jesus and God was able to do that. Was it Jesus or Moses that, like, separated the sea? Now that's cool. How far away can she be from the thing to set it on fire? Like, can she think of the White House and set it on fire? Or is it just something that's put in front of her?
Next up is Super Strong. We've all seen those world records of strongmen who can pull cars with their bodies. Now, of course, that is amazing, but you know what's more amazing? A 7-year-old boy doing this.
How can a 7-year-old boy pull a car? I done gymnastics whenever I was younger, so I was quite strong, but I couldn't pull a car. If I tried to pull a car, I would literally break my back.
That's right, 7-year-old Zhang Jinlong from China is super strong. He can carry his own father and lift heavy stacks of grain on his shoulders. And a few years back, he pulled a 2-ton van filled with people using only his body.
What is up with these Chinese kids? A Chinese kid could literally see in the dark and this guy's really strong. What are the Chinese government putting in their food? Because I want some of it. Like, I want to have superpowers.
He only weighs around 7 stone, but he's still super powerful. He first showed off his incredible strength at the age of just 5. There were some very heavy oil drums in their house, and he began moving them around without trying hard at all.
Imagine a 5-year-old moving oil drums. Like, how much can he lift? Can he literally push a building down? It's not like he's gonna be like Superman, is it?
His father says he's proud of his son and they now train together, although I think his father's a little bit out of his league despite him being double his weight. He He's only 7 and can already do all these amazing things, so many are expecting him to become the world's strongest man when he's older. This is one name to watch out for down the line. In a few years, this kid will have either become the world's strongest man or will have taken over the world.
I mean, that is true. Like, imagine if he becomes the world's strongest man. He can make so much money. Like, he low-key is a real-life superhero.
Next up is Mind Reader. We've all heard of mind readers in movies. You may think this is something you'd never see in reality, but no, this girl is a real-life mind reader. Granted, this girl can only read one person's mind, but nevertheless, it's still amazing. This 9-year-old girl in India can read her mother's thoughts and emotions. She has autism, which some say is the reason why she can read her mother's mind. They first noticed this when they were planning a family event, and Nadana, their daughter, knew about it before they even mentioned it.
That could just be a really weird coincidence. I always tell my mum things and she's like, I was literally just thinking about that. So I feel like I can low-key read my mum's mind as well. Maybe it's some type of special thing that kids and parents have. What's the word that describes you reading their mind? Is it telepathic? I feel like everyone low-key has a telepathic power. Hers is probably just a bit stronger.
They then noticed it happened more times and assumed it was a bizarre coincidence. But eventually it got so weird, they brought Nadana to some professionals. They asked her mother, who was in a different room to Nadana, to write down a series of 9 numbers. They then asked Nadana what those numbers were, and she got every single one right in the right order.
Okay, that is a bit creepy. Maybe she does have powers. Her mum must be really scared, because if she's ever thinking something bad about somebody, she's going to be able to know about it. Imagine she's thinking in her head, oh my god, my daughter's really irritating me, and then the daughter reads that.
After that, they asked her mother to think of an object, and she said cookies. They then went to Nadana, and as you've probably already guessed, she said cookies too. This is one amazing girl who is sure to do some amazing things with her powers. But I would be careful what I think if I was her mother. I'm not sure I'd be into the idea of somebody reading all of my thoughts.
Exactly, like you low-key need to get rid of her. Put her up for adoption, sell her, get some money. If you sold her to a circus, I'm telling you right now, you get bank. Imagine buying somebody who can read minds. Well, I mean, to be fair, she can only read her mother's mind, but like they could low-key make a lot of money out of it.
Next up is giants. We've already looked at real-life giants in a top 10s video before, but it seems I wasn't doing my job right as I didn't mention this amazing giant. The amazing thing about giant Brock Brown is that he's only 17. He has a condition that only affects 1 in 150,000 people called giantism. He was a massive 5 feet and 2 inches in kindergarten, and he's still growing. He's currently 7 feet and 8 inches tall and is going up and up. He's the world's tallest teen, and if he continues how he's going now, he could become the world's tallest man, who's only 8 inches taller than him.
You might think that this is a really cool thing, but this is actually a really bad thing. This boy's probably gonna die quite young. The world's tallest and smallest people usually have severe medical conditions, hence their height. And that usually causes a lot of problems later on in life. He's gonna have so many problems with his body.
He's so massive, he doesn't even fit on the furniture in his own family room, meaning his parents have to buy special furniture for him. Despite him being so big, he's not scary at all. And his cousin Savannah says he has a heart as big as his body. Another aspect that makes Brock so amazing is that people with his condition usually don't live for too long. However, he's well into his teens and is still very healthy.
They said that in a really weird way, didn't they? Usually people don't live that long. That's not a good thing, that's a bad thing. And it's even worse that he literally has to get custom everything. Custom bed, furniture, clothes, shoes, probably car eventually. I really hope his parents are profiting off his height because they're gonna need a lot of money to be able to like live with him.
However, he's well into his teens and is still very healthy. He still lives a very happy life in a room which is almost as big as him. It seems there's nothing Brock can't overcome, which really proves he's a superhuman.
They said he's healthy, which is good, so they should maybe sign him up to a basketball team. Like, imagine if he becomes a basketball player, he would literally be the biggest man in the world and a basketball player. Like, to play basketball, you kind of need to be told to be able to actually get it into the net. So they need to sign him up.
Next up, we have Baller. Not missing a basket while playing basketball isn't exactly a superpower. Just look at great NBA stars who do this every game. But one person you don't often see doing this is a 4-year-old boy. This kid from Kansas named Titus Ashby began being a basketball pro at just 18 months. He used a kid's basketball net and a regulation ball and never missed at less than 2 years old. He's now 4 and has had the chance to wow American TV audiences with his ball skills. He appeared with Steve Harvey on Little Big Shots and showed off his crazy skills.
So his skill is throwing basketballs into a basketball hoop. I mean, I've done that before. It's not that hard. Like, all you need to do is get your precision right. If you can angle it in the perfect way, it'll go for the hoop. I think we're currently looking at a future NBA superstar.
This involved making many hoops with regulation balls. And no, he didn't miss once. skills. He's also gone viral on YouTube many times when his parents have posted videos of his skills. Could this kid be the next Michael Jordan? Who knows, maybe in a few years everyone will be wearing Ashby's.
I predict a lot of things, and I predict he's going to be a very good NBA player in the future. Maybe my superpower is predicting things. In all of my videos, I always say something's going to happen and then it happens. So my superpower is literally seeing stuff in the future.
Next up is backwards. One day, when Alyssa Kramer's dad was driving her to school, she began saying gibberish. But he then realized she was simply reading out street signs backwards. He then began to quickly give her words to say backwards, and she nailed it every time. She never practiced speaking backwards perfectly, and it just comes naturally to her. A few years later, as a teenager, her friends recorded her doing this in a car and posted it to Facebook. It then went viral and boosted Alyssa to fame.
Maybe she's just incredibly smart. Like, loads of people have really cool things they can do. Can I do anything cool? I don't think I can. But I guess her talent is reading stuff backwards and saying it perfectly.
She recently appeared on Fox's Superhumans, where she showed off her amazing abilities once again. They gave her very long words to say backwards, trying to see how good she really was. But without breaking a sweat, she was able to rattle off all the words backwards. This power may not be as useful as X-ray vision or super strength, but it sure does entertain her friends, family, and millions of TV viewers.
Exactly, like, it's low-key really cool. Imagine having that talent. Like, I'm so jealous. All of these people are so special and talented. I'm just white and gay.
Next up is genius. Elizabeth Garrett is another super child who has a way with words. While Alyssa Kramer can read words backwards, Elizabeth can read any word. While this is normal for most adults, it's amazing for somebody who's only 17 months old. She could read her first word at 13 months old and went on from there. Her parents are both speech therapists, and her mother credits her speaking to Elizabeth with sign language since she was born as to why she can read so well.
So the mother's trying to connect her teaching her daughter sign language to why her daughter knows how to pronounce really big words. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not seeing the correlation. I've got dyslexia and I'm honestly the worst at pronouncing words. Whenever I'm editing my videos, I always realize I pronounce so many words wrong, or like I just don't say them correctly. It's honestly the most irritating thing ever because it literally sounds like I'm saying gibberish. I'm like the last girl.
Elizabeth has appeared on the Today Show and read complex books and newspapers easily. Believe it or not, her reading level is actually better than most adults, despite her being so young.
I'm the complete opposite. I've got the worst reading level ever. Whenever I do like reading level tests in school, I would literally have the reading capacity of a 6-year-old. This girl has a higher reading level than me, and she's literally a 10th of my age. She's literally 2.
Not only that, she knows the capital to every state in America off by heart. I'm not sure when you'd need to know that, but it's still a pretty cool superpower you can show off. And show off she does, as she's appeared in the press many times.
She seems to know a lot of words, so maybe she could become like an author. I'm telling you guys, I'm predicting all of these things. Like, she's gonna be a famous author one day.
She got famous for this back in 2009, so she'll now be around 8 years old. Who knows what she could be working on now? Perhaps writing her own dictionary?
Not a dictionary, a book, my friend. She is gonna be like the next J.K. Rowling. She's gonna make loads of stories and sell them for billions. Anyways, guys, that is the end of the video. That was some incredible kids. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the subscribe button. And yes, I will see you all in my next video.